everyone, peace and good vibes. I hope you can hear me well. I am posting this video, and this time just going off the top of my head. I just want to talk a little bit about how to go within. I know I say that a lot, go within, but I really want to explain it a little better. So the way you pull yourself out of a very dark moment in life, you know, when you feel like that's it, like you can't, what else worse can happen, you know, like things can't get worse than this, you know, those moments. There is a way to pull yourself out of that, and it's by changing your mindset, okay? So, but first you go within, which means that you find a quiet place, or a quiet place, it could be your backyard, okay, except for the rooster, maybe inside. It could be just you get in your bed and tuck underneath the cover, you know. I think the rooster agrees with me. So, you know, you find a quiet place and you quiet your mind. It's hard for me to quiet my mind, especially when I'm worried about something. You know, that's the important part, is to quiet your mind and think of the question that you want to pose to the divine universe, the source. You know, the one that's powering all of us, the one that's inside of all of us, right? So to just get quiet your thoughts, focus on the question that's most pressing, I guess, right? Focus on the question that's most pressing and ask your question. You may or may not get an answer right away. You will get an answer, but the way that answer comes, it could come in so many different ways. It could come immediately in your mind. You could hear that inner voice tell you exactly the answer that you know you need to, you know, the action you know you need to take. It could tell you exactly the answer you need to move you forward out of that stuck spot, right? Or you might not hear an answer right away, and you might just say, okay, I'm just going to leave it, you know, pose my question and leave it to the universe and go on about my business. And then later that day or the next day, you'll probably get your answer, you know, and it'll be unexpected, but you'll know that's your answer. Does that make sense? So that's one way how you go within, quiet your mind, find a quiet place away from the rooster, and you know, you just listen to the voice within you. Obviously, this is not a quiet place, so I'm gonna go find somewhere else to sit in a little bit, okay? But I just wanted to share that really quickly. And now, how to climb out of a very deep, dark place in life, your mindset. Sometimes, like when I was a kid, I was very doom and gloom. I don't know if you remember the Charlie Brown character that had the cloud over his head all the time. That's kind of how I was as a child. You know, I just felt like, why was I even here? Things just kept going wrong. And I didn't know why I was being punished most of the time. You know, just felt really, really in a dark place for my childhood and even my young adulthood, even my young adulthood, a lot of that I still was in that mental space. So the way to come out of it is you have to change your mindset. You got to refocus. Use your imagination. Most people have an imagination. You know, I know most children do. So as you become an adult, you still have your imagination. So use your imagination and create a blank space. Okay? Create a blank space so that you see, like in the Matrix movie, remember when he was in the construct, I think they called it, and it was just a blank space. And then in that blank space, that's where you create your ideal place, your ideal like mental hideaway, you know, your ideal dream life, your ideal dream place to be. So maybe your ideal is, you know, to live in a city. So then you would imagine, you know, what kind of, as you're walking down the sidewalk in a city, what kind of restaurants would you pass by, you know? Or what kind of home do you have? Do you live in a high rise? Do you live in an apartment? You live in a townhouse? Do you live in a house that stands alone? Maybe you're on the outskirts of the city. You know, try to picture all the details and use all 5 senses. So as you're walking down the sidewalk in the city, you know, what do you smell? Is there a bakery nearby? Do you smell a pizzeria? You know, maybe they have Indian food, you know, and they have some good food cooking. Or maybe there's a Jamaican restaurant, you know, you just never know. Like, I don't know what your ideal place is. Maybe your ideal place is to be far away from everyone and to live alone, maybe near a beach. You know, you might want to envision yourself at the beach, like I did. A long time ago, I kept saying I really would prefer to live on a beach or near a beach. And I just kept focusing on that. I saved money. I worked hard for years. And now I live someplace where I can get to a beach whenever I want to. So I want you to think of your ideal place, your ideal dream life that you want for yourself, and then you fill that space the way you want to fill it. Like I said, it could be a town, city, beach, or maybe you want to live on a farm, just a really big farm, and enjoy the peace and solitude you get there. But I want to maintain his privacy. So yeah, the way to climb out of a depressed mindset is to use your imagination. Well, first you go within and ask your question to the universe, the divine universe, the source. Ask your question within and wait for the answer. Like I said, it might come in the form of your inner voice right then, or you might not get an answer for a few days. And then you'll know when that's your answer. You know, you'll get a sign, or somebody will suddenly walk into your life that helps you with exactly the problem or the concern that you had. That's been happening a lot for me since I arrived here. Everything's just been falling into place for me. So I'm following my intuition and moving forward as inspired. And everything's been working out for me. So I want to share that with you. That when you're feeling like doom and gloom, like I used to feel when I was a kid, I had to get out of that. Like I had to just imagine for myself where I really would like to be, my ideal life that I want to live. And I started working towards it, and I kept, over the years, I would get more details and fill my construct with the details of where I would really like to be, or what kind of life. Like, you might not know exactly where your ideal life is on this planet, but I promise you the universe knows. So you just create in your mind your ideal place, and every time you feel sad or deeply depressed, or like nobody understands you, close your eyes and picture your ideal place and create the details. Use all 5 senses. What does it smell like? What does it feel like? Like right now I feel the wind on me. You can't feel it through the video, but I feel the wind on me. It feels nice. It's a nice warm breeze. Not too cold, not too hot. The sun is out. Of course, I'm sitting under this little tree here, this little bush. And I can hear the ocean. I hear the waves. And for years, I really pictured that kind of lifestyle where I was near a body of water. I even wrote it down. Write it down. Write down as many of your dreams and goals as you can think of. Even if it's something that may not exist now, maybe by the time you're grown up, if you're a child, maybe by the time you're grown up, maybe something like that will exist, whatever you imagined. And take your steps towards that. Make sure you're willing to do some of the work to get towards that goal or that dream. Because I've been going through my old stuff recently, and I keep finding like little notepads and stuff where I jotted down my affirmations, or my goals, or just a dream place that didn't exist in Atlanta, but I wanted to build it there anyway. And it turns out I ended up leaving Atlanta, but there's something in that picture that is just like where it matches where I live now. So it's funny to me, but for me that means that the divine source has been listening to me ever since I was a child. The divine has been listening to all my hopes and dreams and all my prayers and wishes, and I'm discovering on a regular basis that my hopes and dreams have been coming true. It's crazy. Like, some of them I even forgot that I wrote down, or forgot that I wanted that, and yet it's true. Like, my life now is exactly what I hoped and wished for. It's crazy, but you can do it too. You can make that happen for yourself. If you get connected with that inner voice, the divine spark of life that's within you. Okay, the way I see it, we're all part of the all. We're each a different perspective of the all. So you know how you can be one person, but you're somebody's daughter or son, and you're somebody else's cousin, but you're still one person. You're somebody else's niece or nephew. You're still one person, but you see how you can be all these different things to different people, these different titles to different people. Or if you're older, you're an employee, or you're a supervisor, or you're the boss. You're somebody's boss, or you're somebody's neighbor. So you're all these different things, but you're still one. For me, I see the all that way. Like the all is each and every one of us and everything experiencing this life from each different perspective. So that's how we're connected. I don't know if I am explaining it the way I understand it, but that's how we're all connected. We're all part of the all. And once you get an understanding about how we're all connected to the source, and you realize you can go within yourself and talk to the source, the divine universe, then you can start to like co-create your existence, co-create your life. Might not be immediately, but you just still write down and imagine how you want your life to be, especially if you're going through hard times right now. Just imagine what you would like your life to be, and use as many details as possible, include as many details as possible, and take steps towards that, And if you really get in tune with listening to your inner voice, your intuition, right? That's your inner voice. Then you'll really be taking the right steps towards realizing your hopes and dreams and wishes and goals. So I'm hoping that this helps you understand what I mean when I say go within. That's what I mean. Like you go within, get into a quiet place, and try to quiet your thoughts. I know it's difficult to quiet your thoughts. It's difficult for me to quiet my thoughts, but quiet your thoughts and just focus on the one or two questions that are most pressing on your mind, and ask those questions of the universe, and then wait for your answer. Be alert, be in a mindset of receiving the answer. That's another important part. Be in the mindset of receiving the answer, and you will. And then you'll be amazed, because if you just hang in here, don't give up, then someday you will realize that you are living all of your hopes and wishes and dreams from when you were going through some difficult times, right? So I just want to give you hope and inspiration and motivation to dream big, and trust your intuition, because it's always right. Okay? Peace, love, good vibes, blessings, all the good stuff to all of you.